What up? It's your boy back again. Happy holidays, everybody. Doing another pickups vid. You know, I'm gonna break these vids up in like two, three parts. The last vid I did, that was like a couple pickups I got. I did that couple of weeks ago. That was the pickup vids number one. This is pickup vids number two, and I'm gonna break it up into like a pickup vids number three that I'll probably drop in January after the new year, and then maybe a part four in February. By then, I'll have like a whole bunch of other new goodies in the collection to showcase. But just got this batch in the mail a couple of days ago. Shout out to the seller. You know who he is. Definitely a good dude, and always love purchasing the out of print treats from him. So the first joint I got is Cat from Philly artist. I liked his first couple of mixtapes and his first album, and he had his trouble with the law, came out doing his thing again. The first album, 2012, Philly artist from MMG, Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares. Love this album, fire joint. You know, Dreams and Nightmares, the title track alone that started off the album was crazy. I love that. You got Rick Ross on there with a Believe It, love that track. You got Drake on Amen, that was a big hit. Trey Songz is on here, Wale, Mary J. Blige. Definitely a dope album. I don't like I didn't like a couple of his mixtapes, like the Dream Chasers mixtapes. I stopped listening to after a while. I think they became repetitive, but his first album was dope. Wins and Losses. His second album, that was a dope album. I definitely think he has a lot of potential on MMG. And he just dropped a new album a couple months ago, Heavyweights. Gotta check that out. But his first album is banging. Definitely get your hands on this. I believe it is out of print. I'm not really sure, but definitely a solid album. And I'm definitely gonna be checking more from him in the future. Meek Mill. Second album. This album, I was actually promoting on Def Jam. I used to promote for record labels from 2000 to 2005, and one of the labels I used to promote for was Def Jam Records, and their division for Murder Inc., Rockefeller, um, uh, DMX when DMX started Bloodline Records, Def Soul when they had the R&B department. So I promoted for like every division at Def Jam. Dipset as well, State Property, and this artist he came over on Def Jam from the West Coast, and you know I remember promoting this album, and I didn't play it that much though. I remember giving it to one of my homeboys or whatever, but when I seen it I definitely copped it again. I think it was a decent album. Not one of his best, but it had some banging tracks on here. Talking about 2002 from Westside Connection, Dub C, Ghetto Heisman. Definitely some bangs on here. I remember that we was promoting The Streets. That was the first single over here with Snoop and Nate Dogg. Definitely a banging track, and So Hard with Scarface. You got Case on here. You got Westside Connection on Walk. Ice Cube and MC Ren on Wanna Ride. So definitely has some bangs on here. Like I said, it's not one of his best compared to his earlier albums. I remember picking up one of his earlier albums from over the summertime. The Shadiest One, that was a great album from him. But definitely check this one out. It is out of print, so get your hands on it. Cop it up. Another Def Jam artist. Um, you know, definitely discussed her in the past. You know, had on female rap discussions about her. I think our first album is a classic. You know, she repping my hometown of Brooklyn. You know, definitely one of the best that to ever do it. Her and Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Il Nana. Love this album. I played this album to death back in the day on cassette. You know, The Promise. That's my favorite track with Havoc. Havoc did that beat, so banging. You know, Il Nana, the title track with Method Man. I was banging. You know, Foxy's Bells, which she did a rendition of the classic LL Cool J track, Rock the Bells, that was banging. You know, Get Me Home, that was the first single with Blackstreet. Banging album, love it. Definitely a legend. Brooklyn's finest right here. Another female MC who I think she doesn't get a lot of recognition, and I definitely plan on discussing some of her albums, me and Reg, for next year. And she was sexy as hell back in the day, and she's still sexy. I know she dropped a new single recently on saw the video on YouTube. So I guess she's coming out with new music. But I've been a fan of hers from the first album. Her second album, Black Pearl, I think it was great. This was her third album, 1993. Yo Yo, you better ask somebody. Fire joint, you know, Bonnie and Clyde theme. That was my joint. That's the last track on here actually. I remember that was played in like New York Undercover, the hit TV show, cop show from back in the '90s. That was big big hit back then. You know, we got IBW in with my crew in. That was the first single from this album. Just the banging album, real West Coast G Funk shit on here, gangster shit. Love it, man. Definitely underrated artist. Shout out to Yo Yo. Definitely gonna be doing her discography next year. This next artist, another artist from Philly. Loved his stuff on Rockefeller. From the Truth and the Reason. The stuff he did for State Property and discovering artists like Freeway and PD Crack, and definitely one of the best to ever do it with bars. That legendary beef he had with Jadakiss was classic. Talking about your boy Beanie Sigel, Becoming, great album. Love this album. You know, got Feeling in the Air. That was produced by Heavy D, the late great Heavy D. Shout out to him. One Shot Deal with Redman. That was a banging. Purple Rain with Bun B. Um, Bread and Butter with 2/3 of Brand Nubian to Sadatics and Grand Approval. Just a great album, great production. I think this is one of his best albums. Like I love The Truth. The Reason was dope, but I think this is like his. I like this one better than those two. Definitely a solid album. Um, 2005, man. Beanie Sigel, Becoming, one of the best albums to drop from Rockefeller at that time. It is out of print, so you can get your hands on it. Definitely scoop that up. Another album from Def Jam. This artist I promoted for on Murder Inc. Promoted just about everybody. Ashante, Cadillac Ty. You know, when they did the Fast and Furious soundtrack, promoted his albums from I believe I promoted Rule 336 all the way up until the RULE album. But this is one of my favorite albums that I promoted for. Love this album. I think it's one of his best, and it doesn't get a lot of recognition. But definitely a great album. Ja Rule, 2002, Last Temptation, fire tracks on here. Thug Lovin', that was the first single with Bobby Brown. Love that joint, even though I think at that time Bobby Brown had lost his voice. but I think it was still a dope track. Mesmerized with Ashante, love that song. No Pop Niggas, Neptunes did that, love that joint. The Pledge remix with Nas, that back then, the internet was blowing up. People talking about, Nas was joining Murder Inc. and you know, see a Nas album released on Murder Inc. and all these collabs with Ja Rule and Charlie, and it just never happened that way. And I'm glad it's fit with Murder Inc. But I think he did definitely kill this remix. Um, the title track, Last Temptation with Charlie Baltimore, that was fire. Real danceable track. Just a great album. The production was fire by Chink Santana of Gotti. Um, I love Veni Vidi Vici, Rupee 36, Pain is Love. But I think this is out of all of those. I think this gets doesn't get a lot of recognition, and definitely gonna discuss this as well next year. So yeah, it is out of I believe it's out of print. I believe this is out of print. Last Temptation. You can find it, scoop it up. All the Ja Rule fans out there, Murder Inc. Shout out to them. Get this next album. Love this album from this Atlanta cat. I discussed his first album, Back for the First Time. Wait for that to go. I discussed his first album with Lady Silk a couple months ago, and I definitely remember I promoted for this album as well on Def Jam. Just a great album. Um, I think he's a slept-on lyricist, and you know, definitely enjoyed this album. I think it's one of his best. Ludacris, Chicken and Beer, Fire, Stand Up. That was the first track. Love that single. Kanye West did that. Splash Waterfalls. He sampled the Tony anniversary classic track anniversary from their album Sons of Soul. Um, you had Blow It Out, Pussy Poppin', Hip Hop Quotables. That was done by Eric Sermon. Great track. You know, definitely a banging album. I think this is one of his best. I want to say this is like his magnum opus. Back for the first time was dope, but I think this was even better. Word of Mouth, that was another classic one. Got to get my hands on that. Red Light District, another dope album, but this is definitely one of his best. Love the album cover with him about to bite the girl's leg, pouring salt on it, and you got the chicken on the table and the beer. And the booklet is funny as hell. It's just a dope album, man. Like he's so like creative with his album covers and his songs and shit. I just always loved his personality and everything. Definitely one of the best. Check this out. It is out of print. If you get your hands on it, copy it. This next group, um, definitely not really familiar. I'm familiar with some of their songs, but not their albums. I've only heard one of their albums, but their leader became a big solo artist back in the '80s. I have his first solo album actually, and I'm definitely glad I could cop this, and I'm gonna really dig deep more into their music. Talking about Police Greatest Hits, and on A&M Records, and definitely they got all the most of the hits on here. Roxanne, Don't Stand So Close to Me. Every little thing she does is magic. Every breath you take, Synchronicity too. Just a great legendary group. Like I said, I haven't heard a lot of their albums. I heard Synchronicity, but I definitely got to go back and dig into their discography more. I have the Sting first solo album, the Blue Turtles album. Forgot the name of that full. It's like a long ass title, but I think it's called The Dream of the Blue Turtles or something like that. I got that. That was released in like 1990 or something. Great album, great solo album from Sting. thing is a legend as well. Definitely gonna listen more to more police in the future, and definitely gonna be discussing their music as well. I don't know if this is out of print. I haven't checked, but if it's available, pick it up. Greatest hits, the police. This next album I've been wanting for a long time. I think I listened to like a lot of his mixtapes in the 2000s. He definitely was killing it when G Unit was out there, and Dipset and D Block and State Property, and he was killing the mixtapes with Warning Shots and the Yard Father, and definitely was waiting for his first album. It got pushed back so many times, then it finally got released. And I think a lot of people slept on this guy. He did Love and Hip Hop a couple years ago. I don't think that was a good look for him, but definitely enjoyed his first album. I think it's a classic. I think it's one of the best albums to come out in the last 15 years. Talking about your boy Saigon, greatest story never told. Definitely a great album. Production by Just Blaze. Swiss Beats is on here. Fat Man Scoop, Faith Evans, Marsha Ambrosius, Devin the Dude, Raheem Devon. Joints like Enemies and Friends. Those are my favorite tracks. They go hand in hand. That's why they like back to back on the album. Um, Come On Baby, that was released early before the album came out. Jay-Z's on here as well. We got Preacher, that was a dope track. That was a single released off of here. Just a great album. Like I said, I definitely feel like it's a classic. It's a early you know one of the best classics from this decade. I would say this coming out in 2011, so I definitely feel like it's a classic from this decade, and definitely pick this up. It's out of print. He did drop a part two for this. I think he dropped a part three also from for this out for this it's like a trilogy now. Part two I listened to once. I don't think it was good though, but I gotta go back and listen to it. But I don't remember anything noteworthy about that album. Part three I never listened to, but this is definitely his best album. If you can find it, cop it. Shout out to Saigon. This last one I'm gonna do for this video, I showcased this on Reg's channel. Shout out to Reg and Ashley. Been wanting this for a while. One of the best to ever do it from G Unit. Definitely think he's slept on. He's underrated. He's from the South, and he don't even sound like a South artist to me. Like his flow is like more New York. Um, Definitely had to get the limited edition for this album. Talking about your boy Young Buck. See that there, the limited edition, straight out of Cashflow, 2004 on G Unit Records. You can see the cover is like so like a reflection, like his grills and his logo. It's like a reflection and shit. You can see it in the light. Um, has a DVD as well with it. This is the album. This is DVD. Definitely a fire album. Like I was telling Reg, like on his podcast, my favorite joint is Bonafide Hustler. I remember they used to play that on a lot of the G Unit mixtapes and the DVDs for G Unit stuff, G Unit videos and stuff. Welcome to the South with Little Flip and David Banner. Prices on My Head with Banks. Bang Bang, Black Gloves. Definitely a solid album. Production is solid. You know, um, love this album. I got the cover and stuff and shit here, but definitely, that's what it looked like here. Definitely. I know this is out of print. This version. I believe the regular version's out of print too. But if you can find it, especially this version that people sort look at go after. This is like the highly sought after one with the ski mask because the regular version has a different cover. If you can find this version, pick this one up. Definitely a great album, one of the best Gina releases in my opinion. And that's about it for this part. I got part three coming up. I'm gonna drop that in after the new year. Possibly a part four. I might drop that in February. And then after that I'm gonna have like a whole new batch of stuff to showcase. So happy holidays to everybody, happy new year to everybody. It's your boy Try. See you in 2020.